Hey, what's up there, YouTube? Section 333 here. Oh, it is a hot one today, my friends. Although the temp says that it's really only like 88 degrees out today. But, I guess the humidity is pretty high. And yes, it is. And, you're looking at 90% humidity. So when you're at 90% humidity and rising, and it looks like it's probably going to rain at some point today. It is what it is. But hot's not bad. If you have heat intolerance, then yeah, I guess hot is bad. But no, I'm just out here in the yard doing some yard work, trying to get some things done. Had a lot of, you know what I found? I have a lot of weeds in my flower beds. So I was just getting those out basically today. Trying to get that done. And then I got some work to do inside the house too. And, it's funny, like I get a vacation and I try to organize as many things in my life as I can. So that when I'm at work, I can just focus on my work and do what I have to do then, and so that the rest can be on autopilot, so to speak. Little housekeeping. I am smoking the 2019 St. Patrick's Day pipe. And it's funny, I just realized that like I'll tend to smoke the pipes that are, because I keep most of my pipe things in my basement, and I keep like maybe one or two pipes upstairs with a few tobaccos that I'm working through, so to speak. And I just realized that I'll tend to smoke the same pipe for quite some time, because I always don't get a chance to run down to the basement and pick out a pipe, so to speak. Sometimes you just want a quick smoke, make a quick video, and just get it done. And so I'm smoking a 2019 St. Patrick's Day pipe. I actually really do enjoy smoking this pipe, as it is a system pipe. I did get another one as well, in the the 03 shape. I am currently smoking the London Blend by Dan Tobacco, and still has that plum topping on it. There's not much left, actually. I've kind of smoked the heck out of this, and it has stayed relatively well hydrated, I would say. In this tin alone, I think it has stayed relatively well hydrated. Like I said, Dan Tobacco's, this would probably cost you, if you got this at a brick and mortar. I think I got this at Smoking Pipes, but I believe at a brick and mortar I bought a tin of this, and this is the 250. It was the 1000, which is a pure English. This one has the 250, is an English blend with a plum topping, which is quite good, I have to admit. And at first I thought I was going to be turned off by the plum topping, but it's quite the opposite. It really accentuates the tobaccos in this. I got this for a relatively reasonable price. I think it was under $30 for sure. But I did buy a tin of the 1000 at my local brick and mortar, and that was close to $50. So you do pay more for brick and mortar. I don't know if it's because it's such a difficult blend to get. but it stays well lit, and yeah, it stays well lit, makes beautiful smoke, tastes fantastic. You know, it's not going to win you friends in the room note world, so to speak. But in the same respect, it is, excuse me, warm out here. In the same respect, it is a blend that will, if you're off a ways and you're somebody smoking this, it's a blend that you might say, that smells kind of nice. My middle daughter, one day I was smoking this. She was sitting in a chair about 10 feet away from me, and she said, "Wow, that's got a great scent to it," and says it really smells fantastic. And as she got closer, she said, "Oh, it's stronger and stronger." And I said, "But when you're further away, the hint of it is really nice." So it works. So yeah, doing the staycation thing, doing a lot of work around the house, washing cars, things like that. Things I don't get time for during the regular week and on the weekends, because the weekends I do take care of my mom, and she's a full-time job. And you know, it's just getting things done around here. It's you know, a house is a full-time responsibility. Don't anybody fool you. It's you have to be judicious in your time, your efforts, your energy. You got to be smart when you're planning projects, things like that. And then there's regular upkeep and maintenance as well. And it's the reward is truly satisfying. However, it's a truly satisfying reward when you're doing work around your house. Um, you know, the downside of all of the colors and flowers and things like that is I do get a lot of bees and bugs in my backyard. Uh, Actually, this is funny as heck. This morning when I came out, I don't know how long the little guy had been sitting there, but we have a pool vacuum that's an automatic vacuum. I call it Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. And so it vacuums the bottom of the pool. And it comes on, it's on a timer. And so Nessie got stuck in one of the corners, even though it's an oval pool. There's some steps in one of the ovals that kind of act so you can enter the deep end directly. And it's actually even like a little lounge bench if you wanted to sit on a bench in there in the pool. Like I said, there's these steps there, and if you wanted to just lounge at that end of the pool in the deep end, you can. Well, anyway, the Loch Ness Monster, as I call it, the vacuum got stuck on the steps. So I went to go unstick it, but the vacuum has these little bobbers on the line. So these little buoys. So I noticed there's as I'm walking up to it, there's a small black mass on the, you know, usually a leaf gets stuck on there or something like that, you know, and you clean off the pool. But it's a mole, a little tiny mole, a baby mole. And I don't know how long he'd been stuck there. He was shivering and scared, poor thing. So yeah, I picked him up and put him back in the rose bushes, where I can see that the moles had been tunneling. got to figure out a way to get rid of the moles. Usually, the little Sookie monster here will take care of them. She usually chases enough rodents and things like that out of the yard where they're afraid to come in the yard. But if she's not outside a lot, then they're not afraid. Although you've been out a lot. You're getting older though. You're kind of just relaxing more, I guess, too. So she doesn't get as anxious to chase them around, I guess. But I know there's I'll put down there's things you can put in the yard that will rattle underground that make moles uncomfortable. So we'll probably be putting those under there to keep them out from burrowing underneath all my bushes, trees, leaves, roses. I do have irrigation under there as well that I would prefer that they not destroy. So it's expensive to replace. So the drip hoses, things like that. Phenomenal tobacco here, really is. It's but yeah, so I got a mold problem, I guess, and I got to do something about it. I mean, the last mold we found, she found it and proceeded to play with it, and in the process of playing with it, well, you get the picture. So that was the last mole I found in the same area, actually, and that is the one problem with the pool. I find that if the water level gets too high in the pool, animals will decide to go for a swim. The chipmunks. The other day I saw, because the level was so high, it had rained on the overnight, rained quite a bit, and so it raised the water level. Which is a pain in the tuchus because it's a saltwater pool, which means I gotta add more salt to the pool. They're 40-pound bags. Not that 40 pounds is that heavy, but when you're carrying 2-3 at a time, it's a pain in the tuchus. Anyway, the water level had risen very high, and I saw a chipmunk jump out of the water, back up onto the patio, and I guess he'd gone for a swim, and normally that would drown in your pool because the water but it found the steps that are in the deep end. That's what happened. And he was able to jump out from the steps into the because the level was so high. But I don't mind that so much because the pool's well chlorinated, there's plenty of salt in the pool, things like that. It's when they die in the pool that's irritating. And it can turn your whole pool green if a big enough animal dies in there and you don't catch it right away. Then you gotta shock the pool, and that's a day. You gotta re-clean your filters out, everything like that. See what I mean by a house is a big responsibility? And then that's what comes into play. And and that's going to be the focus of, now that we're 14 minutes into this video. I want to talk about responsibility. Responsibility is the onus of the adult. If you think about it, every right we have as an American citizen comes with a concomitant responsibility as well. You know, we have a right to bear arms in this nation, but we also have a right to bear them responsibly. You have a right to free speech. You also have a responsibility to use that free speech in a manner that does not incite violence, and in a manner that it's okay to offend somebody. That's okay. But you have to use it responsibly. You can't necessarily incite action and calls of violence. Yeah, you can shout fire in a crowded movie theater if there's a fire in the movie theater. But every right you have has certain responsibilities that just go with it. And everything you do has responsibilities. There are, I have people that work under me, and I had to actually have a conversation with a grown person with children. All right? This is a grown person. It wasn't a child. But it's a grown person with children whom I actually had to have a conversation with about responsibilities to their job. And one of the things that came up was, listen, if you're going to be out sick, you're responsible to call us and tell us you're going to be out sick. You're also responsible to keep us updated as to when you are returning to work. If you're on a leave of absence, same thing. You have a responsibility to your employer to update them as to when you will be returning to work. In fairness, just as an employee has rights, the employer also has rights. Not as many, but the employer still does have rights. And one of those is a right to be informed. They're holding a position open and people are working short, they're paying overtime, things like that. You got to keep them updated. It comes down to, as a society, we have shirked responsibility. It seems that every time something happens with somebody, or they don't get what they want, or life didn't work out the way they wanted it to, it's somebody else's fault. And you can't go through life like that. We make our own choices. There are so many things that I wish I had done differently in life. But you know what? I didn't make those plans, and I didn't do it. So that's on me. And now it's about moving forward from that point. It's not about sitting back and whining about it. It's about doing the right thing by it. Now I have to do the right thing. I'm in that position where you have to make a decision to move forward. And a lot of people don't make that decision to move forward. They make the decision to sit back and whine about it. And you're not going to get happy from that. You're not going to get what you want from that. The only way you're going to get what you want is, and no one's going to give anything to anybody. No one's going to give anything to anybody. No one's going to give anything to you. No one's going to hand you a job just because you're a nice guy. No one's going to sit here and hand you success. You have to go out and you have to work for that. You have to put time, effort, energy, and have a plan. You may not know how to even plan for that, but it's your responsibility to have a plan. It's not someone else's. It's you. We all drive our own boat here. Everybody is the captain of their own ship. And there's going to be obstacles, and there's going to be things that you think are pulling you down, and that may be true. But it's your responsibility to move past those things, to work harder than that next person, to be better than that next person. I have 3 girls. My youngest daughter works in sales for a very prominent company. And you know what I told her to do? I said, you know what? Find out who the best salesperson is in your department and beat them. Sell more than they do. Even if it's one more. You know, if they take 5 sales meetings a day, you take 6. Yeah, if they take 6, you take 7. One more than the best person every time. Yeah, and then when you are the best, then start beating yourself. It's not, and she's very successful. The kid's successful at what she does. She's very good at what she does. But that's life. Life is about that, where you have to push yourself to be better than others. You have to push yourself to be better than you were the day before. And I feel like as a nation, not just as a nation, as society at large, is losing that that drive, that competitive edge. That a lot of times now it's becoming, and I blame intersectionality for that, that everybody wants to be part of a victim class. And you cannot live life being part of a victim class. It's not productive. Yeah, running around blaming other people for, if you choose to get a bachelor's degree in underwater basket weaving and then can't find a job, it's because we already have 5 underwater basket weavers. It's not I don't want to say it's not a useful product of society, but there's no jobs for that. If you choose that field or that profession, if you go into a field or profession that generally does not pay well, you did that knowing that. Don't just go to college to go to college either. Go to college, have a focus with it. Don't, I got to get a bachelor's degree and then maybe I'll go into sales, or maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. No, have a plan. Go into college with a plan. You get one shot at life. No one's come back to tell me, hey, Stan, it's better the second time around. That hasn't happened to me yet. And, yeah, that's basically, life is about responsibility. You got to be responsible. Pay back your loans, things like that. Don't take out loans you can't pay back. Don't, maybe you live in a 1-bedroom apartment for a long time. Lots of people have done it. Maybe you live in a 1-bedroom apartment and share a bedroom, and share that bedroom with a same-sex roommate and put a string up across the room with a blanket over it or a sheet over it to give you both some privacy. Maybe you do that. Maybe you just eat bologna sandwiches for a year. Seriously. There's people that Metallica did it. They didn't even have money for the bread. They just brought the bologna. They called it hand sandwich. And they would just put the meat on their hand. And just that was it. People don't talk about the sacrifices that a lot of these people make. To become famous and things like that. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm a good tap dancer, or oh, I'm a good singer, and I'm just gonna go on American Idol and I'll be famous after I win American Idol. Well, you're not gonna win American Idol most likely, and you're probably not going to be famous, even if you do win American Idol. Yeah, this instant celebrityhood that's been created for so many people, it's no, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. It's not realistic life. You know, it's not even realistic life for people that are celebrities today, because many of the celebrities and people who are famous and have success, a lot of them didn't go to college. A lot of them, some of them didn't even graduate high school. They had a plan and they put that plan to work. Yeah, and if you do look at the, like I said, in the entertainment industry, those people with success, they lived pretty meager lives until they did become celebrities. And they don't talk about that all the time. Or nobody focuses on that. The amount of hard work that it takes to become famous, or the amount of hard work it takes to become successful in even a professional sport, things like that. The Walter Payton workout is tremendous. If you look at Walter, he was the greatest running back in the world in the history of the NFL. And if you look at his workout system and how hard that man worked in the gym and outside of the gym, every single day during the off season, how hard this guy worked, God rest his soul. He earned all of his success, and that's an athlete. It's the same thing with any other endeavor. There's going to be a certain level of hard work and responsibility that goes into it, and you are responsible for that. If you're a pro athlete, your job, you are responsible to keep yourself in shape to play that game. That's your job. That's responsibility. If you are a doctor or a lawyer, you are responsible to keep your technology, education, and learning at the height of the law, if you're a lawyer, and at the height of the technology, if you're a physician, and modern treatment modalities. It's responsibility. So, if you got pipes, you got to treat them right. You got to take care of them. Wax them up. Clean up the silver when it gets tarnished. Keep it from getting tarnished. Keep your stems clean. Clean them out. It's responsibility. And that's the theme of the day. All right, listen. Sorry to get so preachy again. I'm just on a rant this week. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will be talking to you guys later this week. Bye.